Mr. Biedermeier.
We'll be right with you, Mr. Biedermeier.
Hi, Mr. Biedermeier.
Hey, hold it. Come here. Everybody here knows who this is but me. Who is he?
You mean you never met our star boarder, Shoop? Mr. Biedermeier, Nurse Shoop. Classic accident-prone type. Would you believe he once broke both eardrums bobbing for apples?
Why'd he stick his head in this thing?
Mr. Biedermeier, what happened? He says he was cleaning out his attic, and there it was.
Like Mount Everest.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, what goes on must come off.
I guess you ought to butter his neck.
Shoop, would you take over here, please?
Me?
Yeah, try engineering. Maybe they can saw him out.
Gates! Hello, Mr. Biedermeier. I took your advice. I rewrote the entire speech. You want to hear it?
Well, to tell you the truth, Stan, I would, but Trapper asked me to check on a possible fracture in room 3, so...
Good, I'll go with you. I left the beginning. You remember the beginning, don't you?
I remember the beginning.
Yeah. Dean Williams, members of the faculty, distinguished guests, graduating seniors. As I stand here before you today, I'm once again awash in memories. To face the golden future with courage and confidence and the Hippocratic oath ringing on your lips. Clap, clap, clap.
Clap, clap, clap.
Oh, you were bound to go crazy there. So I thought I'd, just sort of put that in to remind myself to pause.
Hi, how you doing?
They give me a shot. I feel better.
What happened?
Fell off a scaffold.
Does that hurt?
No?
Now, at this point, I thought I'd crack a couple of jokes, to lighten the mood. Hello. Listen, and speaking of beautiful girls...
Did I miss something?
No, I wasn't speaking of beautiful girls. That's the funny part.
Das würde die Stimmung doch ungemein auflockern.
Mhm. Verstehe.
Er ist doch ein berüchtigter Schürzenjäger. Und ich fahre weiter fort in meiner Rede, dass viele der hübschen, jungen Studenten so allerhand unter ihrem Pulli zu verbergen haben. Ich werde den Dekan vor allem fragen, ob es nicht so gewagt ist, so hübsche Ärztinnen auf die Menschheit loszulassen.
Oh, das tut weh.
Das kann doch nicht sein.
Die Rede, meine ich.
Zu gewagt, nicht? Dad hat mir das vor...
Look, Stanley, these are the men and women of the university medical school that you're addressing. You can't...
I know what you're going to say. It's over their heads, right? You know what, Gates? You have a certain sense of humor. Maybe you could take the speech and sort of give it the common touch. Oh, boy, I'm doing a consult. Listen, take it, do what you can, but don't worry about it. For heaven's sake, I'll smooth it out later. Your leg's going to be fine.
Dr. Riverside, Dr. Stanley Riverside. Dr. Riverside.
Are you paging me?
Never mind. Here he is.
Problem, John?
It was in a very bad accident. Victims are on the way over here now. There were 2 of them. Rolls-Royce was totaled. Your dad was driving. Take it easy.
All right. Lee? Wait a minute. Where's Dad?
Dad who?
Dr. Riverside, my father. I was told there were 2 people in the car.
Oh, you mean the driver? Man, he was some feisty dude.
Well, was he hurt?
No, he didn't seem to be. We tried to examine him, but he raised so much hell we had to back off.
You mean you just left him there?
Well, he called a cab. He said he wanted to get in touch with his insurance broker. He told us to take special care of his little friend, and then he split.
His little friend?
Yeah, you know her?
Never saw her before in my life. Of course, Dad does have his own circle of acquaintances.
Some acquaintance. Promised her $1,000 bill if she quit crying.
He what?
Yeah, and then she turned him down. She said that was no way for a gentleman to treat his fiancée.
You have the warmest, brightest eyes.
I know.
Warmer than springtime. Wasn't that in a song back in the 50s? Probably. I'm not very original.
Well, you're a very lucky lady, Miss Williams. I can't seem to find anything wrong with you.
Now, you stop that, Doctor. You'll turn my head.
Gates? Gates! How is she?
She's fine.
Give it to me straight.
She's fine, Stan. She got a bump on the head, a couple of scratches, but...
What a relief. When I saw you on that stretcher. Oh.
Do I know you?
Well, allow me. Dr. Riverside, Miss Sherry Williams.
Riverside?
He's my father. I'm his son. Dad's son.
But he never told me he had a son.
Well, sometimes he... Dr. Gates, I'd like to continue the examination, please. Miss Brancusi, I'd like a skull series.
Stan, she's my patient.
Yes, but she's my future stepmother.
Oh, boy.
Is he serious?
He sure is. The wedding's in 2 weeks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, okay, right, Stan. Here's her chart. Her histories, her allergies, etc. Gloria, shall we?
Let's. This bump on the back of my head is so tender.
Oh.
Will I be scarred?
Oh, no.
Because I couldn't afford that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what about these scratches on my legs?
Well, entirely superficial and weak, and won't be able to find them.
You're weird, but you're cute.
Trapper, good morning. Come in.
You all right?
Me? Certainly. Why?
Nothing. Guess it was your radio I heard.
It was my frustration you heard. I am trying to write a speech.
Dean Wallace, members of the... Don't tell me he stampeded you into writing
He caught me when my guard was down, Trapper. I can't for the life of me figure out why I always feel sorry for that man. Especially when he's going to have a mother who's younger than he is and looks like her.
Wild, isn't it? And he was telling me they're already planning their first family camping trip. He sees nothing but weenie roasts and togetherness.
Well, maybe he needs all the help he can get. But I can't write that speech. Trapper, why don't you
No, look, pal. No. I'm a doctor. I give advice, I give injections, and various and sundry other odd and repulsive things, but this I will not give. Ta-ta.
Come in.
Are you decent?
Sure, I'm decent. Come over here and take a look at this.
What?
This bump.
Well, it's healing beautifully, no problem.
Then why do I still have this headache?
You gave yourself a very nasty rap, young lady.
I bet you forgot to bring the aspirin I asked for.
I bet I didn't. Water. There you are. And here are your clothes.
What'd you do, go out and buy them? I meant for you to pick up something at my place.
Well, you just consider that a wedding present. Now, hurry up, get dressed.
You know, you're a very thoughtful man, Stanley. Unlike your father, who hasn't even bothered to call.
He hasn't called?
No calls, no flowers, nothing.
Well, that's not like him. He probably called when you were out.
Out? Out where? I haven't gone anyplace.
Yes, but you've been up and around, and you probably just missed his call.
You really think so?
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Well, how come he didn't leave a message?
Well, he probably left one, but you know what kind of help you get nowadays. Anyway, you'll see him at lunch. I've left word for him to meet us at Roberti's.
Where's Roberti's?
You've never been to Roberti's Ristorante?
Listen, I can really impress you with the places I've never been.
Oh, you'll love it. So will Dad. It's his favorite restaurant. I thought we'd all get together and have a little chat and talk over the things we'll do together and places we'll visit. I never did get to Disneyland. Well, you look very nice.
You don't think it's a mite conservative?
I think it gives you dignity. I don't think a new wife and mother can have too much dignity.
Sure. Well, carry on, Doctor.
Everything all right, the doctor?
Oh, fine. Fine, Mary. Thank you.
Breadstick? Stan?
Oh, no, thank you.
Where were you?
Well, I was just wondering what's happened to Dad. How's the crab?
Speaking of Dad?
No. I only meant...
I know what you meant. It's wonderful. Everything's wonderful. I love this restaurant. I've never been here before.
It's one of the oldest in San Francisco. My family's been coming here for years.
Yeah, well, your family's kind of special.
Well, I'll bet yours is, too.
Yeah, real special. A whole raft of foster parents whose faces I can't even remember.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's no big deal. I survived.
No, but that's not the point. Children need continuity. Someone who takes care of their scraped knees, plays Santa Claus, teaches them how to ride a bicycle. Not much time for that in a foster home.
Sounds like you know a lot about needy kids.
Who, me? No. Well, no, not really. I mean, it's all just theory. I had everything when I was a child. Clothes, toys. I was dearly loved. Dearly loved.
Well, let's hope Dad has enough left over for me.
But I'm sure it's different with you.
Not really. I still scrape my knees, look for Santa Claus.
We are going to have such a wonderful time together, the three of us.
Yes. Excuse me.
Sure. You all right? William? Sherry, are you all right? Hurry, get an ambulance, quickly. Ambulance. All right, just try to relax.
Okay, schön ruhig bleiben. Versuchen Sie zu entspannen. Ganz langsam durchatmen. So ist es gut. Sehr gut.
Noch kein Bescheid vom Labor?
Nein, bis jetzt nicht.
Durchatmen. So ist es gut. Schön entspannen.
Yeah. What happened?
Well, we were having lunch at Roberti's, and all of a sudden she started choking, wheezing, hyperventilating.
That's a classic allergic reaction.
Thank heaven she responded so well to the adrenaline.
Do you have any idea what the allergen was?
It's right here in her chart. She was in here 5 years ago. She was given some fluorine.
A trendy tranquilizer?
No, not for her. She had a similar reaction when it was administered.
Now, wait a minute. What are you saying?
Somebody gave her some fluorine.
Somebody? She's my patient.
Did you read her history?
Of course I read her history. Look at her chart. No fluorium or similar tranquilizers.
Shoop, call the lab, will you please? Tell them we need the blood level stat.
They won't find fluorium. I didn't give her fluorium.
What did you give her?
I didn't give her any.
Yes, this is
A couple of
true.
aspirin.
Stan, are you
What did
sure?
find on that Williams?
Gates?
Even the good Lord can make a mistake, Stanley.
The good Lord, maybe, but not I. She could be allergic to 1,000 different substances. Pollen, mold, fungi, house dust, animal hair. Well?
The lab report's back.
And?
They found fluorium. So, Gonzo says, Stanley, even the good Lord can make a mistake. And Stanley says, the good Lord maybe, but not I.
That's our Stanley.
So what happened then?
Well, Don't look around. Does anybody know what
I'm just going to go to the zoo tomorrow if anybody
Toss.
wants to come.
Hello, Dad. Stanley. I didn't mean to... Stanley, Dad. Oh, pretty well. How are you? No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you, but I knew you'd want to know about the young lady. And Miss Williams, your fiancée. Well, she certainly thinks you're your fiancée. Gold-digging little what? Oh, Dad, she doesn't strike me. No, I'm not telling you your business. Yes, you have every right to dump her if you... No, you don't have any right, Dad. Forgive me for saying so, but that's a very unsporting thing to do. Yes, I do know who I'm talking to, and if you don't like it, you can lump it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll take care of it. Chairman of the board, Stanley Sr.
Again?
He's very upset, Trapper. He thinks we've blotted our scutcheon.
Well, if ever a man knew anything about blotted scutcheons, it's that one.
You know, I don't think you realize the trouble we're in. The woman almost died.
She would have died if Stanley hadn't reacted as quickly as he did.
That doesn't excuse his initial carelessness. By the way, how's your investigation coming?
Well, I am perfectly satisfied that the only medication Miss Williams received in this hospital on the day of her attack was aspirin.
So-called aspirin. Judas Priest, how could a doctor mistake fluorine for aspirin?
He didn't.
On the contrary, I think he did. Do you realize we could be sued blind? Fortunately, the chairman assures me that she's not too bright. He thought that she might sign a release for a few thousand if we acted quickly enough, so I made an offer of 10.
Aha. And what did she say?
She's thinking about it.
Well, anything else?
No. Oh, yes, there is one thing. Young Riverside was scheduled to give the commencement exercise at the university. Naturally, his father doesn't want a fool like that representing the hospital in front of an auditorium filled with young medical students, so Stanley's been replaced.
Lucky man. Who's the substitute sucker?
You.
Good morning. That it is. Well, what's this I hear about you not eating? True, we don't serve caviar and crepe Suzette, but what could be more nourishing than mutton soup and broccoli stems? Mmm. What's the matter? Don't you trust me?
I wouldn't trust the angel Gabriel if he came down to offer me free.
Yeah. Guess I know how you feel.
You don't know.
Oh, fill me in.
Talk about your bubbleheads. I ought to be committed. But I thought, maybe this time. Stanley Sr. said he loved me. I thought he loved me.
Did you love him?
I would have been a wife to him.
Or a daughter?
Oh, don't give me any of your dumb psychology, Dr. Freud, please. Dirty old man. Wouldn't have cared whether I lived or died. Just so long as I'd embarrass his precious hospital. Do you know how much that lackey of his offered me to sign a release? $10,000. Well, Stanley and his dopey son will be begging me to accept $10 million before I'm through.
Miss Williams, look, you've got every right to be hurt and mad, but I've known Stanley Riverside II for a good long time now, and I find it hard to believe that a doctor of his competence could make a mistake like that.
Mistake? Hey, brother, who said anything about mistakes? How does attempted murder grab you?
Oh, come on. Stanley wouldn't hurt a fly.
No? Stanley Sr. wants to shake me off. He tells Junior. Junior knows I can't take fluorine. Now you get out of here. Go on.
Aha, good. There you are. But I'm in trouble. I've been ambushed.
You're in trouble.
Well, you know, Stanley's not going to be allowed to make his speech, so the hospital has elected me to replace him. So I was thinking, since you have begun to rewrite the thing...
Whoa, sorry, Trapper. I'm a doctor. I give advice. I operate on people. I give injections.
All right. You made your point. Who else is in trouble?
All of us. Sherry Williams wants to charge Stanley with attempted murder.
Attempted Stanley?
Stanley.
It's ridiculous. She's bluffing.
Excuse me. I'm looking for Miss Williams' room.
It's right there, but it's not visiting hours. Is she expecting you?
She called a half an hour ago. I'm her attorney. Excuse me.
How are we doing, Mr. Biedermeier?
Oh, wait a minute. Now, what happened?
Well, he went down to the dock to wish a friend bon voyage and threw his back out waving.
But he's dripping wet.
Toppled into the bay.
Dr. Riverside, could you take a look at Mr. Biedermeier?
He's having lower back pain, sir.
Get a Lumbo-Sacral series, please.
And maybe something for the pain?
Pain. Well, whatever you think is best, Shoop.
Doctor, what I think is that you better start to straighten up and fly right again, Doctor. You are a doctor, and I need your judgment. So why don't you come out of whatever cave you're in and rejoin the party, huh?
Your judgment is as good as mine, Shoop. If you think he could use a pain med, give him a pain med.
Did I just hear what I think I heard?
You couldn't have. I didn't. What is wrong with that man?
He hurts. That's what's the matter. And somehow I just feel guilty.
Why do you feel guilty?
Well, he's a good man, and he's in trouble, and I'm not doing anything about it. Well, no more. Stanley's innocent.
Of course he's innocent.
Wenn wir alle davon überzeugt sind, warum sagen wir es ihm nicht?
Worte sind Schall und Rauch, die helfen ihm nichts. Er braucht tatkräftige Hilfe.
Now, this all seems to come down to those 2 aspirin he gave Miss Williams. Where'd he get them anyway?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
Uh-oh, he got them from me. He sent me down to the pharmacy to get half a dozen different drugs, and could I have mixed up the packet somehow? You know, it's funny, I don't remember handing him the aspirin.
You didn't. I was going in that direction, and you gave them to me. So if anybody mixed them up, I did.
Unless they were mixed up even earlier. Like in the pharmacy itself. Like when I was helping out. You know,
Gonzo, we might have just done the most terrible thing. We've got to help Stanley before it's...
It's too late. Slocum just fired.
Trapper, it's out of my hands. It was a majority decision of the board, and I cannot rescind it.
The board? Those knuckleheads haven't made a decision on their own in 10 years. Why don't you just say what you mean? Stanley Sr. wanted his son fired.
All right. I admit it. Furthermore, I agreed with him. And so would you if you gave it 1 minute's thought.
Ich habe bis zum Unfall nachgedacht, mein Lieber. Aber eines sage ich Ihnen. Jemanden zu feuern, ohne wirkliche Beweise zu haben, ist willkürlich und kurzsichtig. Sogar gesetzwidrig.
Und wie erklären Sie sich die Tabletten?
Kann ich mir nicht erklären! Sie wissen ja, was meine OP-Schwester gesagt hat.
Ach, Trapper, das ist doch die älteste Masche der Welt. Geteilte Schuld ist halbe Schuld. Mummenschanz! Die Sache hat sich der junge Riverside eingebrockt und die muss er allein auslöffeln.
Look, suppose...
I said no, that's it!
Hey, Dr. Riverside.
Stanley,
we just heard.
Yeah, what
we
we're trying to
feel
say...
just terrible.
Really awful.
Really lousy.
I know.
Vielen Dank.
Können wir irgendwas für Sie tun?
Nein, schon gut, Schub. Ich packe jetzt meine Sachen und verschwinde.
Ach, Stanley, wir werden Sie ja so vermissen.
Wirklich? Ich werde Sie auch vermissen. Euch alle. Ich möchte jedem von euch zum Abschied etwas geben.
Doch,
Nein,
doch,
Bitte machen Sie mir die
wirklich
Freude. Ich
nicht.
habe für jeden etwas. Hier für Sie, Jackson.
Nein, Doktor, bitte nicht.
Doch, Jackson, nehmen Sie es. Es ist echtes Silber. Es wird im Wert steigen.
Danke, Doktor.
Und, Rippchen, das ist für Sie.
Oh, Doktor. Frohes Fest wünschen Schäffers medizinische Geräte. Danke.
Und für Sie, Schub, ist sicher auch irgendetwas da. Hier.
Oh, Stanley, das gute Kakaopulver, das nehme ich nicht an.
Doch, Schub, bitte nehmen Sie es. Ich habe bis jetzt erst einen Beutel verbraucht. Außerdem habe ich jetzt Zeit, mir neuen, frischen Kakao zu kaufen.
Oh, this is crazy. It's so unfair. We can't just stand by and watch that idiot Slocum just...
No, Miss Brancusi, we can't be too hard on Arnold Slocum, you know. He has his job to do, and it's not easy. It was hard.
But you didn't do anything wrong.
But there are rules and regulations, Shoop. He has to protect the reputation of the hospital. Anyway, if one soldier has to stay behind to save the rest of the platoon, well, then, so be it.
You're not gonna even put up a fight?
Jackson, the die is cast, the mold is set.
Bridge is crossed.
The milk is spilled.
The whips of fate have dealt their cruel hand in this crazy little game we call life. My only regret is that I'm gonna have to say goodbye to all of you. Hi.
These charts looking good.
Don't panic, Doctor. With a little luck, you may lose me yet.
I see you're still complaining of headaches.
Listen, after that dose of fluorine, it's a wonder I still got a head.
It says here you had the headaches prior to the fluorine.
Vielleicht, kann sein.
Schon vor dem Unfall.
Ja. Ja.
Die Schädelaufnahmen haben keinen Befund ergeben. Keine Fraktur, keine Gehirnerschütterung.
Mystery, right, isn't it? Okay. You want to know why I got a headache? I'll tell you why. Because I'm mad as hell. I'd have been long out of this dump if it hadn't been for your brilliant colleague.
If it hadn't been for my brilliant colleague, lady, you'd have been long out of this life. It's a fact. He diagnosed your problem and he kept you breathing until the ambulance got there.
So what'd the hospital do? Give him a medal?
No, they fired him.
Fired him? Fired Stanley? Well, that won't mean the end of his career or anything, will it?
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly what it'll mean. See you later.
Well, come on in. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you. Your secretary already sorted that. She'll be back in a minute. She just went down the hall. This is the commencement speech, right?
Right? Well, what do you think?
With heads held high, with banners unfurled.
That's a quote. Emerson or somebody. I don't know.
In conclusion, I like that. In conclusion, let me assure you that there are no obstacles that hard work cannot overcome, and no wounds that dedication cannot heal. I've known you 20 years, Trapper. This is not you. This is definitely not you.
Come on, Ernie. It's a first draft. I'll fix it.
Rough day?
Yep.
Talk to Slocum?
Not to him. At him.
What'd he say?
He won't buy it. Stanley's out.
When?
Monday.
And all you can do is slam doors and write this bureaucratic rhetoric. That's what you would have called it. Gentlemen of the board, your dismissal of... Your dismissal of Stanley Riverside II is unconscionable. You leave me no alternative but to submit my own resignation, effective Monday the 15th. Another first draft?
Nope. That's the final.
I guess you haven't come as far from Korea as I thought.
Ich liebe dich.
Miss Williams, before you say anything, Oh, no, Sherry, I didn't mean to upset you. I just came to say goodbye, and to swear to you that I never gave you that fluorine. I would never do anything like... look, I'm going. See, I'm going. Pardon? I couldn't quite...
They fired you.
Yes.
They had no right to do that. What possible reason could they have for doing that?
Well, I said it was because of the murder charge.
A murder? What murder? Was I murdered?
No.
Then stop that crazy talk. For crying out loud, you saved my life. I'd have died if you hadn't been there.
Well, I assumed you were angry at me.
Well, I was. But I didn't think that you were trying to kill me. Don't you ever say dumb things when you're mad at someone?
I don't think so.
Well, I do. And then I began to remember things. Like that freaky dress you bought me. Nobody ever bought me a freaky dress like that before.
They didn't?
No.
Dessous, Abendkleider, Schmuck, aber nicht so komisches Zeug. Aber dafür haben Sie sehr nett mit mir über das Alleinsein geredet, dass man eine Familie braucht, jemanden, der einem die aufgeschlagenen Knie verarztet.
What's the matter with me anyhow? I meet one good man in my lifetime, and I make a wreck of him. For what? A couple little coughs, a headache? I guess I'll have to need glasses next.
Glasses? Why?
Oh, every once in a while, everything turns blurry. It's okay. I'll get contacts.
You do that. In the meantime, I'm going to order a few tests.
Oh, come on, Saley. You took x-rays. There wasn't anything wrong. Besides, I thought they fired you.
They did, as of Monday. But in the meantime, I'm still Chief of Emergency Services.
Oh, Gonzo. Good afternoon, lad.
Are you all right?
Me? Perfectly fine. Must have been my radio you heard. Come on in.
I must be cracking up. This is starting to make sense.
You think so?
Where are all the platitudes?
Well, Ernestine Shoup dropped by and gave me a little boot. You want to hear something interesting?
Sure, lay it on me.
You know, I may be cracking up myself, but I'm beginning to enjoy this.
You?
I stopped thinking speech got into communication. For all the good it'll do me. I don't suppose the hospital would like to have a resigned chief of staff representing them either.
Yeah, I heard about that. Trapper, it's all so pointless. No competent doctor could mistake fluorine tablets for aspirin. They're the wrong size, the wrong color, the wrong texture. Stanley's a very competent doctor. Therefore, he didn't make that mistake. And Stanley is not a murderer, therefore no murder was attempted.
Well, if you know that and I know that.
All right, what's left? Sherlock Holmes says, when you eliminate the impossible, then all that remains, no matter how improbable, has got to be the truth. Okay. Sherry Williams ingested fluorine. She couldn't possibly have gotten it from this hospital. Therefore, she had to get it someplace else.
But where? She was never out of my sight. Never. Not for 1 minute.
You look a little pale, Stan. Are you okay?
No.
What's this?
Well, I'd like you to tell me. Would you both take a look at this CAT scan, please?
Who's the patient?
Sherry Williams.
Looks like a tumor. Well, that explains the headaches. It had nothing to do with the fluorine or the accident.
An den Tumor könnte man leicht rankommen, wie es aussieht.
Who's the best man for the job, John?
Neurosurgery, Baker.
We get him?
We can try.
Stan. You said Sherry was never out of your sight. Where wasn't she out of your sight?
Everywhere. In her room, in my car, Roberti's. She's in very serious trouble, isn't she?
Come on, Stan. They'll know more when they get in there. Roberti's.
Meningioma? What's a meningioma?
Meningioma.
It's a special type of tumor.
A brain tumor?
That's what gave you your blurred vision, your headaches.
Is it malignant?
Oh, we doubt it, but we won't know for sure until Dr. Baker here can take a look at it.
Dr. Baker, I wish you could take your look without cutting my head open.
Can't do that, I'm afraid. But if you'd like an educated guess, young lady, I'd say your chances of complete recovery are excellent.
Now, you listen to that man. He knows exactly what he's talking about.
I suppose there'll be a scar?
Yes, but the incision will be well within the hairline.
My hair? You'll have to shave my hair off?
Oh, it'll grow back. Prettier than ever.
Besides, think about all the freaky hats I'll be able to buy you.
Okay, where do I sign?
Right where the X is. Okay.
I'd like to start as soon as possible, John. Will you assist?
Oh, you bet.
Stanley,
Yes?
you'll be there, won't you?
Well,
Just to watch, just to be with me?
He'll be there.
Florio? Excuse me. Gustavo, set a table for 6. What's Florio?
it's a tranquilizer. It's very popular nowadays.
Dr. Robertis does not serve tranquilizers. Our food alone is enough to encourage contentment and tranquility. Oh, stupid. Gustavo, Giovanni, put two tables together and then six, say. Stupid.
Look, I thought maybe one of your previous customers might have left a tablet on a table and Miss Williams might have taken it.
Now, why would she do a thing like that?
I can't imagine.
In any case, all tables are cleaned after each sitting. The linens are changed, condiments removed.
Condiments? What about saccharin? Do you supply saccharin?
Certainly.
Where do you keep the saccharin?
The pantry, the kitchen.
Can I take a look at the kitchen?
No, wait a minute,
No,
Doctor.
please, this is
No,
very
wait a
important.
minute.
I really must see the kitchen.
You want to see the kitchen?
Yes.
Follow me.
Stop! What right have you to take this without my approval?
Maestro.
Shut up! Eclairs must go out with them. The mousse, superb. Strawberry tart, crust could be flakier. But okay.
Maestro, it's your...
Stop looking at me, I'm busy. All right. Take him away. But no eclairs!
Good luck, he's all yours.
Maestro, could I speak to you, please?
Who the devil are you?
Inspector, City Health Department.
Again? You just commanded us. Now what's wrong?
Well, there's been some complaints about the saccharin.
What the saccharin? We've been out of saccharin for over a month.
You have?
Yes, no deliveries. The strike.
It can't have been in the saccharin, then.
What can have been in the saccharin?
A tranquilizer called Florium. Somehow it got into your food.
My food?
Yes.
Maledetto, você era veramente frustrato. Now listen. Every dish that comes out of that kitchen, I taste. Every dish. Every sauce, every dressing, every confection, everything. Am I tranquilized?
No, sir.
Then go peddle your inspection papers someplace else.
No, sir. I'm sorry, I can't. The tranquilizer had to come from here. There's no other explanation. I'll have to look for it.
Then look, smell, taste. Do whatever you want. Just to keep out of my way. Ma questi gente sono veramente spustato.
There's the tumor. Right on the sphenoid ridge.
Can you get all of it?
Won't be easy. Malleable retractor, please.
Turn off the speaker.
Stanley, can you hear me? You're...
Stanley, stay.
Magnifico. Buono, è buono. Tarragon. That rose di cretine. Somebody soup kitchen? Tarragon.
Forceps.
How much longer, John?
Can't be sure, but it'll be a while.
Let's get a frozen section of this. Count 9.
It's quite a pace you guys keep up here.
This? This is nothing. We ought to be around here on a Thanksgiving. You know, sometimes I wonder if I'm a cut out for this kind of pressure. Now this is the life. Nothing to do but sit on your back and dream about the old days, huh?
Until you're cooked.
Hey, man, into each life a little rain must fall, right?
They are alive, aren't they?
Sure, they're alive. Ordinarily, by this time, they'd be at each other's throat. But I can't stand the clacking. Luigi!
Hey, si, maestro! So what do you do about it?
About what?
The clacking.
Luigi!
No, wait a minute, damn it. I want to know what you do about it.
The pathologist is here, doctors.
Well, the tumor is a meningioma.
Malignant?
No, it's benign.
Melissa, would you turn the speaker back on, please?
I went back and talked to the chef. He said he was giving tranquilizers to the shellfish.
What for?
Because their claws were clacking too much. So I asked him what kind of tranquilizer, and he said fluorine.
Who said?
The cook at Roberti's. He fed it to the crabs. It was in her crab cocktail.
Well, Arnold, how about that?
Yeah, how about that?
Naturally, your order of dismissal will be rescinded,
Naturally.
Thank you. All right, here you go. Now, be careful. Just take it easy.
Stanley, good grip. I'm not made of porcelain. I can walk. Well, thank you.
Take care, Sherry. Come back to see us.
I will.
Bye. Love your hat.
Yeah.
Oh, John, by the way, Dad has decided that I'll be delivering the commencement address after all.
You're kidding.
Yes, but it was very nice of you to offer to help. Really very decent of you, old man.
Oh, not to worry, darling. You can read your speech to me.
Thanks.
Wait, hold, Mr. Biedermeyer.
He went jogging in the only stretch of quicksand in Northern California.